Co-op on. Invite a friend. Mom is on this list somewhere. There she is. That should have sent you
Okay.
an invite.
Got it. What are we doing this time?
We're continuing with the Shrek stuff.
Okay.
I think we got 2 more of those and then we're done. And then we've got a couple of holiday things left.
Okay.
And then we have to wait for Wallace and Gromit.
I know. That's going to be fun. All right. I'm in.
Yay!
Yay.
Yeah, let's take a look here. There's a lot of moving parts here. Goodness.
Wow. Yeah.
All right, I'll probably start over here.
Okay. I'll start at the other end, kind of.
Okay. There's a ladder over here. Here, I'll bring it to you real quick.
Okay, I don't really need it right now, but
There's one behind you.
okay. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, I thought I had told you I was making a new computer.
No, I hadn't heard about that.
Yep.
That's cool. And I think you were right to do it when you did.
Yeah, there was a lot of drama around getting all my parts. Like, I had made my list of all the parts I wanted to get and figured out where I could buy them at the cheapest price. And then I went to bed on Saturday and I was like, okay, Cappy, I'm gonna wake up in the morning and I'm gonna buy the stuff. And she was like, okay. And one of the parts was $479 on Saturday when I went to bed. And then I woke up on Sunday and it was $760.
Oh my gosh.
And I was all like, well, I'm obviously not going to buy it here. So I looked it up on another website and it was like $780 over there. And then
Oh man.
I looked at like 2 or 3 other websites and they were all like $700 or $800. And I was like, it was just 469 yesterday. What the hell's going on? So I'm like, somebody's got to have it at a reasonable price, right? And
Yeah.
I look it up, and there's a place in Houston called Micro Center, and they had it for $469.
Great.
And I was like, awesome. So I went to their website, and I went to buy it, and I was like, ship it to me. And they were like, we don't do shipping. And I was like, okay.
Oh crap.
So if I order this now, how long will you guys hold it for me? And they're like, we'll hold it for no longer than 3 days. And this is Sunday. And I was
So
like,
that's why you had to make the trip to Houston.
so, yes. So on Sunday, Cappy wakes up and I'm like, hey, it's $350 to $400 more expensive everywhere else except in Houston. And she was like, get in the car. Because because it's like it cost us probably $50 to $75 to make a trip to Houston.
No, it was like 45.
It was like $45. Okay,
Yeah.
so it cost us like $45 to go to Houston. That includes gas and food, and I ended up saving like 300 something dollars
Yeah.
on
Well
the
worth
part.
it.
So I was like, okay. So we get home, and that day we're exhausted. So that was the day I had to cancel on you.
Yes.
Um,
I understand.
and then we get home, and we're both exhausted. We just get like Chick-fil-A or something, and we eat and watch a little TV, and then went right to bed because we were done for the day. And then
Yeah.
I wake up on Monday, and I look at my email, and on Monday I have a notification from Amazon that says they canceled my motherboard because the company that I bought it from said that their inventory number was off, so they didn't actually have one. So they're like, you're gonna have to cancel this order and buy it from somewhere else. I was like, okay. So I canceled the order and I went to buy it off of a different website, and I bought it there. And about 2 hours later, they emailed me back and they said, hey, we had to cancel it because our inventory count was off. And I was like, okay.
Uh-huh.
So I go looking for it elsewhere and I can't find it anywhere. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so annoying.
Very suspicious, too.
And then I go to the website for the company in Houston, Micro Center again, and they've got like 20 of them on the shelf.
Oh, crap.
And I was all like, I don't want to have to drive to Houston again. And Cappy was like, if we have to, we have to. And I was like, this sucks. We were just there yesterday. But
Dude.
I ended up finding a different model that it didn't have everything that the one I wanted had, but it was only missing like two things that were very insignificant. So I was like, okay, I'll order this one on this website. So I order it there. And like 4 hours later, they email me and they say, it's not in stock.
You know what happened?
Yes.
The price went up and they didn't want to sell it to you for that.
No. What actually happened was everyone and their mother saw what was happening, and the same reason why I decided to buy a new computer, and they were all doing it. Because when I went to Micro Center in Houston, that place was slammed.
Really?
Yeah, there were, God, probably over 100 people in a building a little bit bigger than the Altex is here.
Oh, my.
And everybody was buying computer parts, like they were going out of style. So I think it's just everybody had the same thought I did, which was we wanted to build a new computer sometime within the next year, but because of what's happening, now's the right time to do it. And so everybody was just selling out of everything like crazy, and prices were skyrocketing all over the place.
Oh, wow.
And eventually I found it on another website and I bought it and got it. So, but I mean, there was so much like, oh my God.
Just drama.
Yes. But I got all the stuff and I put it all together and everything works.
Good. I'm glad you finally got everything.
Me too. And now it's just a matter of like the last couple of kinks that you always have. There's always something that you forgot, or
Yeah.
or something that doesn't work out the way you wanted it to for like transferring data. So like I had all those microphone problems yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Did you figure out the problem that we were telling you about?
Where my voice was going in and out? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that turned out to be Steam doing it, actually.
Oh.
I did some research last night before I went to bed, and I found somebody was like, yeah, there's this one weird setting tucked away in the corner of Steam somewhere that tells Steam that they can control your microphone. And I was like, what? So I went and found it and turned it off. And that seemed to fix the problem with my volume like waving up, down, up, down, up, down. It
Yeah.
seemed to fix that. And then my voice sounding a little tinny and um, like flat, I guess. I don't know the proper terminology for the audio words because I'm not like I was talking to everybody on stream earlier this afternoon because I got a couple of people to come and help me out with some audio problems this afternoon. I did like
Yeah.
a 30-minute stream where we tested some stuff and made adjustments. But like I understand how important microphone audio is in streaming. It's like easily the most important part of the thing of your setup.
Mm-hmm.
It's more important than the video. And but I've just never learned how to do audio.
Yeah.
So I don't
Well,
know.
some people never do.
Yeah, I don't know
I
the
mean, it's
terms. I don't know if somebody tells me my voice sounds tinny, I have no idea how to fix it. I'm just
yeah,
like, okay, let's twist a bunch of knobs and see what happens.
yeah.
But thankfully, Athos is very like audio focused.
Uh huh.
So he stopped by this afternoon and he helped me out a little.
Well,
Uh,
that's good.
and I think we've got it all like at the very least we got it like 99% of the way to the where it used to be.
Well, I'm glad because I know that was bugging you.
Yeah. That's also why I didn't stream a super long time yesterday because once I realized there was an audio problem, I was like, well, let me finish one YouTube episode worth and then I'll stop.
Well, I had a very interesting week.
Yeah. Why don't you tell us about your week? Share as much as you want, but don't overshare if you don't want to.
Okay. Well, I flew to South Carolina to look for a house. And I had everything set. I was going to buy a house, no problem. All the finances were set, everything. So I get there and I had looked online and I had like four possibles that I liked or thought I liked online. So the second day I was there, the real estate agent takes me to this one pretty nice house. I say, "Yeah, I could go for this one." And but you don't want to buy the first thing you see. And so I thought, well, I'll look some more and if I don't find anything, I can come back to this one.
Right.
So I looked some more, found a couple that I knew would not work. And then I found this one that was real cute, had a lot of, real nice fixtures and stuff like that in it. It was really a nice place. And I thought, well, I could see myself living here.
Right.
So I put in an offer for it. And I offered exactly what they had it for sale for. I didn't quibble with them or anything. And they accepted the offer. And I put down earnest money.
Nice.
And I had the inspection done, paid for that. And everything seemed to be fine. And then the day before I was to fly back home, my real estate agent calls and says they terminated the offer. And I said, why? And he said, well, they didn't expect it to sell so quick, so they weren't ready to move. And I was like, who puts their house on the market and aren't ready to move? That just doesn't make any sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
But at any rate, there was nothing I could do about it. I did insist that they pay me the termination fee and that they paid me back for the inspection.
Which they did.
They did.
Good.
And the earnest money that I'd put down is going to roll over to whatever I buy.
Okay, so
So
that's
that
good.
wasn't a problem.
So you
But
didn't
anyway,
so you didn't lose any money, you just lost time on that.
yeah, well, yeah, and when you think about it, Flights to South Carolina aren't cheap,
Mm-hmm.
and I had 10 days only, and I thought it was all done. I could have been looking for something else if I had known they weren't going to take the offer. But, you know, it didn't work out that way. So here I was on the flight home and no house. So I told my real estate agent, check with that first house and see if it's still available. And if it is, we'll make an offer. So he goes and checks, and they had taken it off the market as well. So now I don't have anything set up, and I'm on my way home. So I get some of the family that's there. I said, you know, you're going to have to go with the real estate agent, and you're going to have to find me a place. And I gave them some suggestions of other places that I thought would work. And they called me back
I'm sure
and said,
one of the people you talked to was my nephew.
yes,
Okay.
he was excellent. And I'd given them a list of 3 to look at. Well, the first one they went to, they immediately said no because it was situated next to the city dump.
Oh, yeah.
And it stunk, she said. So
My
that went off the
sister-in-law
market.
said.
Yeah, your sister-in-law said. And so they tried the next one, and it had a really bad set of stairs, and I don't do stairs so well. So they thought, well, we'll go look at this last one. And they went and looked at it, and they immediately called me and said, this is the one. This is gorgeous. And they sent me pictures and videos from inside the house, and it is gorgeous.
It looks just like it does on the website, essentially.
Yes, yes, it's beautiful. And so I immediately told the agent, put an offer on it and don't quibble any, just whatever they want, they get. Because I've got to have a house.
Yeah, basically offer the asking price.
Exactly. And so tomorrow night I'm supposed to find out whether or not they've accepted the offer, and we'll go from there.
Well, I hope everything works out for you.
I do too. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Maybe the third time is the charm.
I hope so.
But yeah, it was a frustrating week, but it was, a good visit with the family. And so at least there was that.
Good.
And it turns out that this house that I'm now waiting on the acceptance for is a much nicer house than either one of the other 2 were. So it worked out pretty well.
Awesome. Yeah, that one that was by the dump, it's like, you better give me a lot of, it better not be nearly as expensive as the other ones.
Well, it wasn't, but it was also not very nice inside. They said it was an older house and had not been very well maintained.
Fair enough.
So, yeah.
What's up, Gary? How are things with you, sir? I hope everything sounds okay on my stream after we adjusted stuff today. It does. Good. I like that. I appreciate everyone who tries to be nice and say, like, you sound fine. But I'm like, please don't do that.
Yeah.
Tell me I sound like crap if I actually sound like crap, please. Yeah, I want to fix it. There were a couple people last night that were like, you sound awesome. And then I listened to it afterwards and I was all like, I sounded horrible. I don't know who they are. But they were absolutely wrong.
Well, at least there were a couple of us that said, hey.
Oh, yeah,
there's something wrong here.
Yeah, and Sidian watched the VOD afterwards because obviously he's in Germany. He rarely gets to watch live. But he watched the VOD afterwards and he had already had messages for me this morning and was like, okay, look, you have problems. And I was like, yes, I do. But yeah, I haven't started up any like super intensive games on this new computer, but I did start up. I don't know if you heard. I did start up Baldur's Gate on here,
Yeah.
and um, on my last computer, the graphical settings were set to about medium high, so like 65 or 70% of its max, and it ran well. It ran really good and looked good
Hmm.
too. And when I started Baldur's Gate on this computer, it immediately set everything to 100%, maximum highest quality possible. And the game was running smoother on this computer at maximum settings than medium high was on the old computer.
Yeah.
And I was all like, "Oh, this is gonna be awesome."
I guess it was time for a new computer.
I guess so. Well, this is the first time I've bought parts that are arguably the like the second most powerful available at the time,
Yeah.
and um, everybody, like, all the reviews are like, these are amazing parts, and the next step up in price or in quality, the price like triples. So it was like, here's this item, it's like $500. You want the one step up from this that's only 5% better, it's like $1,200. And I'm
Oh,
like,
wow.
nope, no, I don't want that. You know, I want a really powerful machine that's going to last me a long time, but I also don't want to break the bank.
Well, mine is 2018, so it's probably nearing the end of its life.
Well, I think you said that your plan was to try to replace it after the move.
Yeah, once I've got all the finances straightened out and everything,
Yeah,
you know. But yeah, I'd like to do that. I'm also,
I'm sure my
unfortunately,
brother
I
can
know,
help you out, or I can help you out.
yeah, I'm sure. Uh, I'm probably going to be switching to an iPhone.
Okay, is that what they use?
Yes.
Okay.
So it will make it simpler for us to coordinate things.
Yeah, yeah. Also for them to provide you like physical in-world assistance with that.
Right. So, I mean, I know you aren't real crazy about iPhones, but still.
No,
Uh,
but I mean that's me personally. They're not terrible. I always say they're garbage products, but that's just me being like difficult on purpose. You know,
yeah.
they're fine. They're just not for me. You're waiting on Baldur's Gate to get a discount of 50% or more before you buy it. Um, we'll have to see what they do with that. They have said, Larian has said that it's going to be a while before they drop the like upfront price. It doesn't mean they won't have sales that are a decent discount, but they're like, it's $60. The game is worth $60, and we're going to keep it $60 for a while.
And as long as people are still buying it at that price, they're probably going to keep it there.
And you know, as someone who is not a fan of $60 video games necessarily, I can say that Baldur's Gate 3 is worth $60. I have like 300 hours into the game already, and I'm already thinking of additional playthroughs I'm going to do on it. Because I'm like, Baldur's Gate's not going away. I'm going to be playing that on and off for many years.
Yeah.
It's very good.
There's got to be a way up there.
I actually had to climb to get on top of my thing. Um,
Yeah.
I had to climb the rotating barrels next to me and jump over.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, looking up here, I don't see that there's a lot dirty on top of what I've been cleaning, so I may not have to.
I don't think so. I was looking at some of the top of some of this, like, there's a balcony that goes all the way around the outside, and it doesn't look like you actually need to get up there for anything.
Well, that's good.
You know it's worth it, but it's just beyond your price range. Yeah, definitely.
Well, that's understandable.
With buying a new computer, I'm not going to be buying any new video games for a while.
Yeah.
That's my computer. That's my new game budget gone for like probably until the Christmas sale. But that's okay. I've got plenty of games on the backlog anyway. I think Cappy might let me buy one game, but that's it. Then I'll put the brakes on that. Whoop. I have a feeling she'll probably tell me to go ahead and buy Assassin's Creed when it comes out, but
Yeah.
oh, she said no.
No,
Okay.
I will.
Yeah, I knew that one you'd be fine with, but like essentially everything else is just like, nope, that's gonna have to wait. Especially since you need to start putting money away for a Switch 2. Yeah, for sure. Although if the Switch 2 does come out this year, it's going to be Christmas, right? It's not going to be anytime soon. It's going to be the end of the year.
I bought your brother 7 Days to Die for PS3, which is all that Amazon had
Oh.
for his birthday.
Has he tried it
And
out?
no, he watched me play a little bit of it, or he watched one of our YouTube
VODs.
videos. Is what
Okay.
yeah. But I don't know. He didn't seem tremendously enthused when I gave him the game.
He's
So
like,
I don't know.
oh, neat.
Yeah. Thanks, Mom. We'll see. I think if he tries it, he'll like it.
Yeah.
Because he plays some other games that are fairly similar, you know. But yeah, he was playing Final Fantasy 13, I
Okay.
think you said. I'm not sure.
13's main character would have been a girl.
I think so. I'm not absolutely sure.
Okay.
I wasn't that interested.
Well, fair enough. Yeah. He and I can talk about Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
'13 also has 2 sequels.
Hmm.
Well, Gary, historically, Nintendo has not had nearly as big of a problem with that as others have. So while I think that the initial rush to get it might be a little challenging, that does not usually last long for Nintendo consoles. So do I think it's going to be easy to get one on day one? No. But do I think it'll be difficult to get one 3 months later? Also no. They tend to like to saturate the market with their console pretty quick. Oh, Cappy and I finished Star Trek Voyager
Oh, did you?
yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, last night we watched the finale.
So Enterprise next?
Yeah, we're gonna wait until after the next sumo tournament because the next sumo tournament starts in like 2 weeks,
Ah, okay.
and we wanna watch a lot of that.
Yeah.
But after that, yeah, we're gonna start Enterprise. Well, we hired a new guy at work to replace a guy that we lost,
Hmm.
and I've been training him, and he's doing quite well.
Good.
We're all pretty happy. He seems to fit our work environment, like our
That's
the
always yep,
attitude really well.
that's always important.
Yeah,
Because they can be really good, but if they don't fit in with the others, then it's just not going to work.
yeah, exactly. That's one of the things we were looking at during the hiring process was, you know, who's going to fit best with the other employees, who has the most knowledge, um, you know, who's going to fit better with our idea of where we want to take the company in the long run, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's actually kind of nice. I've been there so long that my boss now kind of looks to me for like, if he has business decisions, he likes to bounce ideas off of me and one of the other guys in the office and be like, "What do you guys think?" And we're like, "Your name is the one that's on the building, dude. You're our boss." And he's like, "Yeah, but you guys have been here for like, I've been there for 15 years, and the other guy's been there for 10." And he's like, "You guys are obviously not going anywhere." So it's
Yeah.
important. It's important that you guys agree with some of these decisions.
Yeah, he wants to keep you happy.
Right.
Well, it's good that he trusts you that much.
Yeah.
And maybe he'll give you a raise.
We'll see. We have been getting a bunch of new clients this year, which is nice. We had a handful of clients leave um, and go to other IT companies, and then
Yeah.
2 or 3 of them came back complaining that the company they went to was horrible. And they're like, "You guys cost more money, but at least you know what you're doing."
Yeah.
And we're like, "Yeah, sometimes the cheapest thing isn't the best option."
You get what you pay for.
Unfortunately, with one of them, they had grandfathered in like a really low price because they had been a customer of ours since we opened.
Oh.
And so when they came back, they're like, "Hey, we want to come back as a client." And we're like, "We're going to have to make you a new agreement." And they were like, will that mean the prices go up?" And we were like, "Yeah. Are you kidding? You left.
That's the way it works.
You get a new contract now. Sorry." And they were like, "Ugh, well, whatever. At least you'll actually fix our stuff." Have I heard of a game called A Game About Digging a Hole? That's the name of it. Weirdly enough, I would have said no, except this afternoon I saw a video on YouTube that was like a game about digging a hole. And I watched about 5 minutes of this guy just digging a hole. And it's essentially, it is like a job simulator where you have to gather materials out of this hole so that you can continue to dig the hole. And apparently there's supposed to be like a really big treasure at the bottom of this hole.
Hmm.
And I was all like, It does look like it scratches some of those itches. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There is that obsession with guys to dig a hole. And you're like, why are you digging this hole? And they're like, I
I
don't know.
wanted to.
I want to dig a hole. They're like, you gonna put anything in that hole? I mean, when I'm done, I'll probably put dirt in this hole. Fill it back up. I don't know what it is, but I can't deny that there's something genetically in me that's like, ooh, I want to dig a hole. So that I can point at it and show my friends, look how big that hole is.
I did that.
I made that hole. Girls just don't understand, guys. They don't get it.
Evidently not.
But guys are out there, and guys are like, no, I get it. I want to dig that hole too.
My viewpoint is that please don't make me dig that hole.
No. Actually, if you wanted to dig that hole, I would tell you no, because you're going to take the fun of digging the hole away from me. Don't take my fun. This is my fun.
Well, all right then. I'll keep that in mind. If
That's
I
like-
ever need a hole dug.
That's like when I would come over and visit, and I'd be like, don't mow your yard. Because I'm going to get over there, I'm going to start mowing your yard. And you're like, well, you're supposed to come to visit. And I'm like, I'm going to come to mow your yard. I'm going to visit too, but I'm going to mow that yard. You have a riding lawnmower. I don't.
Not for much longer,
Well, yeah, of course.
because I'm not going to need it. I even asked, should I bring the mower? They said, no, you don't need it. As your brother said, there's grandkids for that.
Yep. Get both my nephews to come over there and mow your yard.
Yep.
Go over there and mow Grandma's yard.
Okay.
She'll feed you.
Oh, yeah.
Cappy and I were actually talking about that video that came out during COVID of they were like teenage kids that went to go visit their grandmother during COVID, but they couldn't go hang out, so they went up to the like front window and like waved at their grandmother through the window and stuff, and then they went to go back and get in their car, and they get in the car and the grandma comes out onto the porch and has this envelope full of money, and she sets it down on the porch and starts pointing at it, and they're like, no, Grandma, go, we don't want your money. And she's like, you better take this money, I'm just gonna leave it here. And they were like, no, Grandma, don't give us money. And she was all like, bye. She just like put the envelope on the ground and went back inside. And they were like, damn it. I can't say no because it's COVID. We can't go talk to her face to face.
Oh, that was such a hard time,
Yeah, it was.
especially for elderly people who relied on kids and grandkids to visit. Had to be hard.
Things are getting clean. Things are getting clean. Also, thank you, John, as well, for coming by earlier. Lucid, what's up, my dude? Speaking of which, how's your computer running, Lucid? I have not tested out Satisfactory yet. I've installed it, but I haven't had the balls to turn it on and see if our saved game is there.
Oh gosh.
Oh no. It should be, because I copied over it all, a whole bunch of files related to it, but
That would be a bummer, though.
it's running hot but steady. That sucks. I'm sure it's there. I was testing, I wanted to test Pathfinder, because that's my main game right now, and then I wanted to test this, because that's what I was going to play with you. And I knew it was easier to play this than it would be to try to install all those 7 Days to Die mods again. Devoid bought you a new CPU and thermal pads for the GPU. Did I look at Crime Scene Cleaner? I did. It looks interesting and fun. However, I just built a new computer, so I will not be buying any games anytime soon. It is on my wish list, however, so I'll keep an eye on it. And in like a year's time, I'll buy some more games. During Christmas or something. Buy, buy, buy. Sell, sell, sell.
And oh, by the way, people, he has a birthday next week.
You have an insane ability to cost you money. I mean, part of it is that you're not legally allowed to work yet, which kind of sucks. Is it because you're not technically supposed to be there? I mean, you are supposed to be there. You got an extension. But you're allowed to be. Yeah, I know. You got to get a work visa, dude. What does that take? Do you have to be like... Or pass your... Like, take your citizenship test or something. You're getting married soon, so you can do that. Can you actually marry into citizenship there? Because I thought that was a thing that they stopped doing. No, you can't. But you can actually work if you're married to a Canadian? Oh, it makes it easier. Okay. So at least there's that.
So, Matt, what's it like living on the Gulf of America?
I don't live on the Gulf of America. Oh, once she applies for spousal sponsorship, then you can apply for a work visa. And I guess then it's also easier to apply for Canadian citizenship. Is Canada like a dual citizenship country, or do you have to drop U.S. citizenship for Canadian citizenship? I know there's not a lot of dual citizenship countries, but there's a few. You believe so? Okay. So you may not have to, what's it called? Divest your citizenship or something? There are other ways to do it, but it's a lot of hoops. And the companies I would work for to have to jump through. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, no, I got you. I would not hold that against against you. I get it. Fair enough. Yeah, there are certain portions of my family I don't communicate with anymore either. For the same reason. There's actually a couple of friends I don't communicate with anymore. And that I no longer consider friends. Speaking of one of them, I got a message from one of them the other day. Uh,
Anything you can repeat online?
uh, it was the dumbest shit I had ever read. It was basically like, so this friend also enjoys Star Trek. And this friend was like, what you're doing doesn't live up to to Starfleet ideals. And I was like, the fuck are you talking about? Hey, have you not watched Star Trek? Like, I know you have, but I think you're getting the wrong idea from Star Trek, dude.
It is kind of a strange thing to say.
Yeah. Well, it's obvious that me not being his friend anymore is bothering him way more than it's bothering me.
Well, he's the one that needs to change, so there you go.
Yeah, his whole argument was like akin, like I'm paraphrasing obviously, but it was akin to like, if somebody has opinions that you don't agree with, you're not supposed to cut them out of your life. You're supposed to try to change their mind and show them, either show them they're wrong or at least have a conversation with them. And I'm like, I don't know where you've been, but I've had these conversations with you and they went nowhere. So I gave up. And I was like, all right, we're done.
Yeah.
Matt doesn't have time to change anyone's mind. It's not my job to change anyone's mind. If you've made up your mind about a particular way you want to look at life and how other people live their lives and stuff, whatever. It's not my job to convince you that you're wrong. You're wrong, but who am I to try to talk you out of it?
Well, everyone's entitled to their opinions, even if they are wrong.
Yeah, of course.
So at that point, it's kind of useless.
Yeah. Me and a bunch of my other friends who think like I do have had multiple conversations with him and said like, you're wrong, here's why. And his response was essentially the equivalent of, nuh-uh, And so we all just kind of looked at each other and were like, all right,
Oh, okay.
like if that's the way you're going to be, that's fine.
Sometimes I think people like that just have weird opinions to be argumentative.
I mean, some of them definitely do. I don't think in this person's case it's that way. I think they do actually believe what they think they believe,
Yeah.
and that's fine. Because he's always had like unpopular opinions about things, and for the longest time we just ignored them. But then it got to the point where we're like, okay, look, we can't ignore this anymore. So we're just gonna like not hang out with you.
Yeah, you could have just pointed out that his opinions were not very Star Trek like either.
Well, he obviously sees Star Trek a different way than I do.
Yeah, I
So,
gather.
so but that all happened like a year ago or more.
You'd think he'd have gotten over it by now.
I guess not. I got over it like 2 weeks later. I was like, you know what? I'm a lot happier not dealing with this person. No, it was not you. You know who I'm talking about.
I know, but I gotta keep up.
I think he also thinks I've like blocked him or something. Because in his message, he was like, this is the only way I could reach you. I'm like, you could just go to my stream. You can join the Discord. You're not blocked. That being said, if he comes in here and starts saying unhinged shit, I will block him.
Yeah.
Oh, this is part of the vat. Well, okay.
What is this area supposed to be anyway?
It called it like a potion factory. Or something akin to that, I think.
Huh.
Yeah. I think it was like the Fairy Godmother's Potion Factory. Does it tell me? Fairy Godmother's Potion Factory. That's exactly what it's called.
Hmm.
Alright, so that section's done. But yeah, I hope everything gets situated for you up in Canada, Lucid. Oh, we do that all the time. That was funny. Kathy was doing the thing where she coughs while she does something that makes a lot of noise. Opens a box. I'll go to bed seeing as my political humor is unappreciated. I don't want to get into politics. We'll poke fun at stuff, but I'm not going to like discuss it. But that being said, your joke was not unappreciated. I was just like, I don't really want to start talking about that out loud. because
stuff.
I don't want other people to start talking about it.
Just know that not all Americans are douchebags.
Truth. Yo, what's up, Blue Brother? Your joke was average. Yes. Yes. Just yes. Yeah, might as well clean this section. Did I tell you about my visit to the zoo? I don't think so. It doesn't sound familiar. You saw a baguette in a cage. I think it was bred in captivity. Oh my god. Don't encourage him, Cappy. I am from the US. May I ask your time zone? Yes, I am in Central Time, United States. I live in Texas. Encouraged. You're encouraged by Cappy? You shouldn't be. I mean, I guess saying I live in Texas doesn't necessarily tell you that it's Central Time, because parts of Texas are in Mountain as well, but most of Texas is Central.
You know, that's going to take me a while to get used to.
Being in a different time zone from me?
Being in Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, you've never lived in Eastern.
No.
You've lived in many places, but all the places have been in Central. So it's like when we start scheduling times to get together, you're going to be messaging me like an hour early and being like, "Where are you?" And I'm all like, "I have an hour. What are you talking about?"
Or you're going to say, 5:30. Well, is that your time or my time?
Yeah, exactly. Gary lives in Oklahoma. Nice. I would assume from how you said that I was in the U.S. that you are not in the U.S., Brother Blue? Or Blue Brother? Blue Brother, sorry. Whoop. You're from Germany. You spent an entirety of 3 months in the United States. Nice, dude. I have a lot of people from Germany that watch my channel.
I'm Commander Shepard, and AwesomeMattG
least
is my
two.
favorite streamer on Twitch.
Yo, what's up, Kane? Speaking of Europeans, here's Kane. He is not German, however. He's Denmarkian. He hates that. People from hate. Yeah. People from Denmark are Danes, correct?
Danish.
Yes.
Correct. Okay. Typical American uneducated. I used to get the Danes, the Danish, and the Dutch confused for some reason, but the Dutch are from the Netherlands.
Yes.
Okay. Not Holland. Holland is part of the Netherlands. But for some reason, when we're in kindergarten, we're taught that it's called Holland for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah. Dutch people are from Holland. No, they're not. Not necessarily.
Yes, the Dutch are from the Netherlands, but Deutschland is Germany, correct? See how we get confused. It's also because we dumb. But yeah, I would say we probably have. I think when I looked at the demographics for people that watch my stuff, like obviously Americans, Canadians, Australians, they're at the top. Americans and Canadians are at the top. Australians are like 6th or 7th. And then I think Germany was the next biggest location, but it's probably because I play a lot of like job simulator type games, and I don't want to be stereotypical, but there's a reason why Factorio is very popular in Germany. Germans are very efficient. If I hadn't been to the US, I wouldn't speak English. I was a teenager when I first visited the US, and I was all like, why the hell should I learn another language? Yeah. Like any typical American. Why the hell should I learn another language? I speak English.
That's exactly right. Most Americans feel that way.
Yes. I also just so happen to be really bad at learning languages because I tried learning Spanish for like 6 years. And I am what you would call not good. I know
Me
Spanish
either.
words. I can say some sentences, and I could probably make sure that I don't die if I get stuck in Mexico. I can understand Spanish a lot more than I can speak. Aren't I fluent in Klingon? No. All stop it.
No, what? No, I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm watching a We Raise Dogs video. I'm laughing at puppies.
Okay, I thought you were laughing at me. They asked me if I was fluent in Klingon. Yes.
That's a different kind of laugh, isn't it? Oh man. Oh, I'm crying. Oh.
Yes, now she's laughing at me.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah,
This is very funny because when we started dating, she went through my room and she was like, "Hey, what's this?" And she pulled out a cassette tape that was Learn to Speak Klingon on cassette. And she was all like, "Wow, you are a nerd." Yeah. Not only did I have a thing on how to learn Klingon, it was on cassette tape. Oh God, Sag. There's a drink in a cocktail bar you used to visit called Fuego del Inferno. Infierno. Isn't that just like in like the heat of the inferno?